The first big content update for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is finally here. And I really enjoyed the base game, to be honest. I was probably one of the strongest defenders of it. I made 2 very long videos with my friend Jake talking all about the game and how we actually enjoy it. So both of us were quite excited for the new content. And unfortunately, after playing something like 5 or 10 minutes of it, we were both pretty disenchanted with it. And as you went on, you just realized that this new content drop really isn't it. It's extremely disappointing, and I highly encourage you not to play this game. So I think going into this content drop, now I don't really watch pre-release stuff, so some of this is on me. So there was talks of Arkham and Gotham coming to the game, because I think one of the main things that this game does need is more varied locations, because Metropolis is a cool location, but after spending 30-40 hours in it and then also just doing Elseworld missions, it kind of gets a bit stale. And I understand these games, you know, the content is always going to be repetitive, that's fine. But I think a couple of more locations would have been great. So going into it, I thought that Arkham and Gotham would have been playable here, but it turns out that isn't available until later on in the year with another content update. Now that's on me, but still, I just thought that when the Joker released, they would, you know, give you Gotham, because, you know, that's where the Joker is, and that's where the Joker does his thing. So maybe I was like, oh, we might get a new location, but we don't. That's fine, that's on me. But how this season works, okay, you have new weapons, you have the Joker, you have more incursion missions that don't feel different at all. Elseworld has a Joker skin on it, there's like presents and clown hats and stuff everywhere. But the main bulk of this content is that you have to get your fear level up. And the reason why you have to get your fear level up is to unlock the Joker. Because what I was expecting going into this DLC was that we would start it, you would get a cutscene maybe introducing the Joker or what he's doing or where he is, and you do get that. But then I was thinking, oh, they might have, say, 2 or 3 missions where the Suicide Squad are going to get the Joker, or you're kind of doing more missions dealing with Brainiac as you're going to figure out where the Joker is. But no. You go into the game, you see incursions on the map, and it says you have to get to fear level 35. And each incursion at first, and the messaging of this is just all over the place. You can see it on the subreddit. It's not just me being stupid. I thought I was just being stupid. But there's a lot of people confused on how to actually get your fear level up, because each incursion increased our fear level by 1. And we thought that we would have to play 35 incursion missions, which would have been a long grind and a grind that is not worth our time. But then I realized that if you do the killing time incursion, which is the one where it gets increasingly harder and you just have to survive as long as you can, if you can get like mastery level 30 plus, which I could relatively easily, you could get between 10, maybe 10 levels per run. So then it was only 3 and a bit runs to do it, which is fine. It's still just extremely disappointing that that's how you unlock the Joker. My favorite part about Suicide Squad was that this game gives you these really high quality cutscenes, and I know a lot of people have issues with the story. I just enjoyed the moments of it, but I get the criticism of the story and how it's all structured. But when you get those cutscenes, they're very high quality, they're usually quite funny, and I was hoping that that's what we get. But guess what? And I haven't completed this DLC because I haven't fully leveled up the Joker. When I did the grind and did the mission to get the Joker, it's just another Brainiac fight. You fight and kill the Green Lantern version of Brainiac. And then you get one cutscene. One single cutscene of the Joker getting out of like Brainiac's trap, going back to the Hall of Justice, having maybe a 2 or 3 minute conversation with Amanda Waller and all the other Suicide Squad members. And then you unlock the Joker. And I was thinking, this could be cool. Maybe I'll get a couple of unique missions. No. What you do is you unlock the Joker. And then, you know them incursions that you just spent minimum 2 hours doing, if not more? If your build isn't optimized, it's going to take you way longer. You just have to do all of them missions again with the Joker. And what I will say, and this is why it's a shame, is that the Joker is actually a really fun character to play in this game. His traversal is really snappy and fast. You have loads of maneuverability, and his abilities as well that I have unlocked just are really cool. His L1, R1 is a launch up into the air, and then he rains grenades down onto the ground. And I could already see with the new fear stuff that I was unlocking how my build would go. And that is like the best part of this game. It's kind of confusing jumping back into it after not playing it for like a month or 2, that I'm trying to get to grips with everything now. But I'm finally back up to speed, and I can see that this fear stuff is actually going to make some really powerful glass cannon builds, which I really enjoy. And I enjoyed playing as the Joker. But after spending like 2 hours on a stream trying to figure out what to do, after spending 2+ more hours grinding to get to the Joker, expecting that I would get something more than just a single character, and maybe I'll get a couple of story missions, I have absolutely no interest in continuing with this game. I was really, really hoping that I could sit here and say, oh, this is a really positive step. I wasn't expecting this to be like the update that would be like, oh, this game is amazing now. But maybe it's like, oh, we get a new area, or we get a couple more enemies, or the Joker is such a cool character and they gave us all these cool cutscenes that are really worth like grinding out so that you can see the cutscenes. But no. One cutscene, one character, grind the exact same missions. Even the incursion missions that they give you, they are different than the incursion missions in the base game, but they don't feel any different. There's like slightly different mutators where some of them have shields that you have to break that are immune to craze, and there's a couple of other little mechanics like that, but 2 of the incursion missions are fighting that big cannon again, and the rest of them are like, kill 20 brutes, kill 150 enemies in the time limit. It's like, okay, action RPGs and looter shooters are going to be grindy, and I'm totally there for it, because once again, I think the base loop of this game is just so fun. I said it on my stream yesterday, when you are in that loop and you're in that zen mode of jumping and flying and dodging and countering and getting your shield back up, it's so fun. But when the missions are the exact same, and also when you didn't get any unique missions before that, it's like, what am I even doing here? It's like, I don't know. I'm genuinely very, you could see it at the end of my stream. I'll link the stream down below, but if you go and watch that stream, you could see how defeated Jake actually just left the stream because he was so done.
Adam, I hear my front door, so I'm going to cut you off. I'm going to get going.
Okay, that's totally fine, Jake, because I wanted to leave.
Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, thank you for wasting 4 hours of your day with me, Jake. I appreciate it.
You got it, buddy. All right, we'll talk soon.
Enjoy.
Thank
yeah,
you,
I'll
chat. See ya.
Yes, goodbye. Jake is gone. I do not understand this from 2 standpoints. One is whoever is designing the UI and sort of the packaging to message this towards the player. I don't know what's going on in that team's head, because when you hover over the Joker mission, when we were trying to figure out what to do, it just said complete the mayhem with a capital M on the mayhem. What is the mayhem? Why didn't it just say complete these incursions or complete this mission? It said complete the mayhem. What is the mayhem? We don't know. And we were trying to figure it out on a stream, and some of it is on us. I will totally admit some of it is on us, but a lot of it is on how it's packaged and how it's delivered to the player. And it's that I understand the base game, there was a lot going on. There was a lot of menus, there was a lot of numbers, there was a lot of all of these proper nouns and stuff, craze and poison and fire and everything that you had to figure out. But the base game, at the very least, gave you missions that slowly introduced things to you. And imagine this, if you made this DLC the exact same way, okay? You don't unlock Joker from the start, but they give you 2 or 3 missions of you going to the Joker where they introduce different things to you, so then you understand what's going on. And then let's say after mission 3, that's when you get to the Joker and he's locked in a cage or something, and then you have to grind to do it. At least then you have a small bit of story getting you invested in the Joker, and also introducing sort of new mechanics so that you can understand what the mayhem is. I'm still unsure what the mayhem is. And then it would have made this completely different. Yes, it still would have been grindy. But if we had gotten those 3 missions, unlocked the Joker, and then it said, here you go, do the incursion missions on end, get better loot, get your build up, that's fine. But they didn't do that. They basically just made this a way to grind and also force your hand into paying €10 to buy the Joker. Because let's be honest, me and Jake spent 2-ish hours on the stream trying to figure it out, and I would like to think that 2 of my hours are worth more than €10, and that's exactly what they're trying to do. That's exactly what Warner Bros. Are trying to do right now. I understand games need to make money, they do. Look, games are expensive, especially live service games. Ridiculously expensive to make. They really, really are, especially because this game took 9 years to make. Think of just paying all that staff for that many years, okay? But if you start a new content drop and say, here's the new content, and then the second you get in, you are walled off from a grind, or just give us €10, that's scummy. This is a terrible, terrible update to a game that I actually really enjoy. I'm very disappointed. There is a chapter 2 of the season coming out at some point, but I have almost zero interest in going back to this game after this. I do not recommend you play this. Do not even bother re-downloading this game for this update. It's that much of a tragedy. It's awful. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.